Good morning. Today's Bible verse comes from the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1 through 3. It reads, "Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. For by it the people of old received their commendation." What? Yeah, sorry. By faith, we understand that the universe was created by the word of God, so that what is seen was not made out of things that are visible. You know, the Bible has so many good, wonderful promises, and it's more than just a bunch of stories. It's more than just a bunch of things that may or may not be true. I have encountered people that think that the Bible is just stories, and when it comes to like the creation account, they view them as much more of an allegory than literal. And I understand that the Bible is not 100% literal. There are how do you explain this? There are allegories. There are when they liken something to something else. Your this is like this, right? And it's totally drawn a blank on what that word is, but the Bible has that. It does have stories, and it does have things that require faith. I think that's the bottom line too. Look at the creation account, you look at the resurrection, you look at a lot of the stories, the pillars of fire, and parting of the Red Sea, water into wine. You look at a lot of the miracles and a lot of things in the Bible, and you might be like, oh, that doesn't sound real. It doesn't sound but how many things have happened in the last like 20 years or ever that the truth is stranger than fiction. And sometimes you couldn't make these things up if you try. And some of the stories, like you got like Moses, who like somehow his mom and his mom and his aunt like protected him from from the firstborn being killed, to get him being raised by the Pharaoh's daughter, and then the Pharaoh's daughter selects his actual mom to be like his nurse. And it's like, you get things like that. It doesn't seem impossible, but there's other parts in the Bible where, you could just talk about the creation, you could just talk about the death and resurrection of Christ. You could even talk about his virgin birth, and you have all these things that I'm not saying that they're not true or they're not real. I'm saying they require faith, and you have to put your faith in. There is something to be said about faith and how important it is in your life. You may have faith that a chair can hold your weight, but until you actually go and sit in that chair, it's not there. Anyways, I know sometimes I could just kind of talk, and that's fine, but really I do want to get into some really more core scriptures. Where like there's a lot of scriptures that people quote, and I haven't even touched on them. I think the thing is that there's a lot of good verses, and I know I bounce around kind of randomly, not so much doing like a guided reading, or like reading a chapter or something and kind of really diving in. It's kind of random, but that's okay. That's what you're here for. I do pray for you guys, not by name, but I do pray for you guys that God brings you into a new season, a season of thanksgiving, a season of prosperity, and that God will really build your faith, and that you will start to share your testimony, and me too, that I start to share my testimony a lot more. Don't just assume that somebody knows without saying something. The thing that gets me is that life is short. You can't promise me that you're going to be around tomorrow. I can't promise you that I'll be around tomorrow. Um, I could be sleeping peacefully in like a airplane, or satellite could fall from the sky, boom, right on my house. Be driving to work, accident. You could even have something weird where I just didn't wake up, or like, some weird medical thing, and one day you're fine and you have a stroke, heart attack, and you're on life support. You're in a coma or something. Life is very short, and really I want to encourage you guys to love your parents, love your children, love your coworkers, love your boss, love your spouse, love your friends and family. Just really wholeheartedly and with sincerity share your love, share your faith, and don't give up, because the Lord has you. He has you in his hand. He has his timing on your life, and he's got you in his hand. All right, guys, I love you. Have a good day. God bless you guys. Peace.